Previously on Chilling.
I think the thing about I'm fine is something that they give us a full dose of I'm fine when we were growing up. We're indoctrinated into the culture of saying I'm fine even when you're not fine. How are you? I'm fine. So try it even when you go to a hospital and you find a person on a drip. Ask them how are you? They'll say I'm fine. Even if a person, it's something that we're taught, and so we just adapted. But believe you me, if you want to know somebody's real emotion, ask them how are you? They'll say I'm fine. Ask them again, how are you? They'll say, yeah, I'm fine. Then you say, how are you? Yeah, I'm fine, but things are tough. So how are you? Man, do you have 10,000?
Chilling.
My name is Drago and I'm the host of Chilling, and I'm asking you, my friend, to keep the love coming on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. That is Chilling UBC TV. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, last week we were here with Pablo, a Pablo who is a father, a Pablo, a comedian and a patriarch of the Ugandan comedy. Man never ceases to amuse me. He's really ridiculously funny. Pablo is still here with me, guys, and we're still at Deep and Sip. Now, Pablo.
Yes, please.
Before we left, I asked you a question. Tell me about your break. When did your break come in?
Well, I should say it must have been 2003. I'm a journalist by profession.
Yes, I do know that.
So I'd gone to cover a story at the National Theatre. So when I reached there, I found my cousin called Kwezi Kaganda. They were starting a comedy outfit. And it was called Theatre Factory by then. And so I got interested in what they were doing. I said, wow, this is something we can put up together. So when I became part of them, we did our first act. And for me, that's when one of the people in the audience saw what we were doing and identified me and took me to become a script writer for a radio drama called Rock Point 256.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, I used to write.
It's a series of drama.
It's a series, yeah. It's Rock Point 256.
And it used to run on several
on 21 radio stations and recorded in 5 languages.
Wow.
5 languages because the 4 R's, it's considered as one. Yeah, 4 R's, that's Nyankore, Chigato, Nyoro.
The western side.
Yeah, so it was considered one. So for me, that's where I saw my breakthrough, because while I was there, that's when I was also called to do the radio show on 104.1 FM. And that same year, when we say working on radio, for me, I take that to be my breakthrough, because that introduced me to something I didn't go to school to do. That was the comedy. Then in 2009, when we had 2006, where one of the some of the televisions picked interest in comedy, and they started airing it on TV, and that's when we said people started accepting comedy as an alternative form of entertainment, and that's when we started getting paychecks to come and perform at events, weddings.
Your first paychecks.
And 2006, but the greatest breakthrough, which I should say is the international one, was in 2009 when we had Stand Up Uganda, the eminent Stand Up Uganda. It was organized by MultiChoice, where they had a competition, and by God's grace I emerged the winner. That was the springboard to the world, to go and venture into what comedy is out there.
Wow, interesting. Now, I'm also going to ask you another question about your life growing up. You're going to give me too much details. But before we do that, my producer, as you noticed, he gave you stick-ups right there. Don't just hold them like that. And he says that below them, the written words. So what you're going to do, you get one of the stickers on different terms. You get it, and then you flash it in that camera, and then they see what is on, and then you stick it up here on my head, and then you have to do impressions for me to guess what is there written in.
Sounds like witchcraft.
No. All right, let's go, Pablo. Stick it on my head. This is fun. I'm loving my job.
Okay. Wait.
Wait, it's falling. Stick it well. Come on. Stick it
We
well.
need the glue. Your
Doesn't
face is so
stick?
smooth.
Is it?
Okay, let me hold it here.
Okay, let me hold it. Give me an impression. I have to think. A dog.
Which that's a bird, that can't be a dog. Which dog is
barking.
that? No, that's a poor man's dog.
A cat. A dinosaur. What are you doing? Wait, what step you doing? You're eating something.
Yes. Maybe let me eat it for you.
Wait, a monkey. A monkey. Yeah. Is that a banana? Was that supposed to be a banana?
Yeah. The other one.
I love this game, man.
Are we good?
Okay. I haven't seen it. I hope this time you'll be better at expressing whatever it is.
Are you ready?
What we have here.
Are you?
I'm ready, just give me an
We
impression.
shall not accept any kind of intimidation from the government of
Message
Jakorachi
Message is so easy.
and Uganda. The next one. Okay, are you set?
Yeah, I'm set. Message
Need to be faster. This.
Okay, what do we have here?
Yeah. We going to dance, we go. We got that kind of homo. Maxime breasts your home.
Wycliffe Jean.
We going to the disco. We
Wycliffe-
gonna eat.
Wycliffe Jean.
Jamaica. Cola mama matela. Hey, we go.
Wycliffe Jean.
Doing it with the disco. Playing with the music.
We're funky. Old music, funky. Breakdance.
Bam. Take it. I like it. The lights are spinning. Come on, spin the wheels and still
Music.
DJ. Come on. No. You gotta play the music. Hey, come on, DJ.
Pablo, you're now confusing me. What?
Have you successfully failed?
I think I failed with
Turn
this.
it.
Yeah?
Turn and see. Disco.
Hey, Pablo, is that your best impression of a disco?
Yes. I even sang the song. We're going to that disco.
I didn't. Alright, I failed that. Let's get another one.
Are you ready?
I'm always ready. What do we have here?
You people, you think what are you doing? You're just there waiting. Do you know me? Don't mess with me. You're just there playing around. Do you know me?
Comedy.
Do you know me? You're just coming here.
The one, Pablo?
Do you know me? Did you want to mess with me? Do you know me?
What's that?
Why do you want to mess
Is it a
with
person?
me?
Is it a person?
Yes, it's a person.
It's a person.
It's a person.
He also does comedy, right? He also does comedy or
I don't know. Do you want to mess with me? Yes, comedy.
And what?
Yeah. You nailed it, and.
And Kansime. At least I got that one. What? Put it on. Alright. What do we have here?
What we have there is what we have here.
Sugar.
What we have there, yes.
Tea.
Yes.
Tea. At least you did very well on that.
Yeah.
You're actually good at playing these games.
So you can see.
So now, tell me, Pablo, your life growing up, right from childhood.
Chilling.
When you're from the urban to the rural, you've been exposed to civilization, and now you're trekking way back, to things that you've never seen before. Because by the time I left Kampala, I was speaking English and Uganda, and by then I was in Shimoni demonstration school.
Shimoni?
Yeah, but now I think it's deceased. I see a kingdom there.
No,
I don't know.
they extended it somewhere.
It's somewhere else. All right. And so when I went to Boma Primary School, the second day at school, they told me that I used to have Maradona shoes. So the teacher told me, tomorrow don't come back with the shoes. So I said, why? And he said, if you wear shoes, what will the headmaster do? So that's when I was introduced to Futsubishi Rav 2. Yeah? I started measuring the temperature. But then, like,
what's a Futsubishi?
Futsubishi is Kagere. Yeah. So but then that same year, my uncle loses his job. Yeah. So we jump from the frying pan to the fire. We go to Bushenyi now. And in Bushenyi, I went to a school called Mariachi Primary School. And the guys I found there, guys who were old. I think repeating was a hobby. Like the brothers were extremely old. You enter class actually because I was going to P4, and because I was small, I was a height default. I was very small, so they thought I was lost. Maybe I was supposed to be like in P1. So when I walked into the class, the guy told me, "Younger man, I think you are lost." Those brothers were old. Our conversation was different. Now I was here talking about Scooby-Doo, Flying House. These guys are discussing the price of cement in the P4. So, and for me, and then we're introduced to interesting subjects like handwork, going to the swamp to pick papyrus reeds, and I didn't have that energy because. So what I decided to do, I would tell people stories. Like those were the days when Schwarzenegger was the real deal, John Rambo, Clint Eastwood with The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Robert Redford.
That's a long time
doing
ago.
Roger Moore. Yeah, it was in the second half of the last century. So I would tell them these movies, and then they would make for me my mat. It was like a barter trade.
They would make for you.
Yes, the mat. But those are my handwork. And at the
so
end,
you were required to make a mat.
Yes, it was part of the handwork lessons. And for me, I think the transition from urban to rural and back, that vehicle was preparing me for this industry because that's where our content lies in terms of humor. Because the best, very many stories have been told in this world, but there's always that one story that has never been told, and that is your story, your life story, and there's no one who can tell it better than you. Yes. Yeah, so for me, that is the story I tell through comedy. I look at what would have been challenges to me, and now a source of material.
Wow. So, did you have any siblings?
Yeah, man, my dad, we were 9.
Okay, are you the youngest one?
By coincidence, not by choice, because we're 9.
It's funny, by coincidence.
My 2 sisters that were following me passed on when they were young. So that makes me the last born by coincidence.
So you're the stubborn one?
No, I'm the one who takes the leftovers.
I overheard that in secondary you used to be an impulsive person. You used to talk a lot.
Well, I don't know. I think I was just active. Yeah, I used to be in almost all the clubs. I was in drama, I was in the economics club, I was in scripture union, I was in what? Actually, I was the senior spectator. They would rather leave a substitute and take me spectator.
But not the actual sport.
No, why should I chase rubber?
Why should I chase rubber?
Football, I support the ref. Because it's a win-win situation. At the end of the day, you live the way you came. What Rif Chakovia, I am not
Yeah. So afterwards, you came to Kampala.
Yeah, I came back and I went to
Namasagari. You went to Namasagari University.
Yeah, but before that, I went to Barra High School for 6 years. And for me, those were my formative years. I had a lot of things happening there. And up to this day, I think those 6 years contributed a lot in my career guidance and what I am today. Then I was supposed to do BCom external at Makerere University. But mathematics, the only thing I can do is abacus. Yeah, so I looked at figures. I couldn't figure out how I was going to do this course. So I went to UMI. I wanted to do a diploma in journalism because my passion was journalism. But lo and behold, my cousin comes to Kwezi Kaganda once again. Tells me, why do you go to UMI when there's a university that can give you a degree? And he introduced me to Namasagari University, which is now Busitema. Yeah, they were combined. It's now Busitema.
Juliana went there. Lubazi went there.
Juliana was at the college.
Yeah.
Juliana was at the college. Alex Ndaula was at the college.
What about Jackie Lubazi?
Lubazi was not there. Jackie was at Umkat.
Oh.
Yeah, she never came to Namasago.
Oh no, she also has that scholarly history there. I interviewed her.
She told me. Yeah, I remember when at the campus in Kampala. Yeah, I stand correction in that regard. Aisha Alibai, there are very many guys there.
So it's a breed of celebrities.
I think most.
Was it like an A-list school back then, Namasagari?
The college. You see the way the college, I think for me the college was one of the first private schools. Yeah, and the way their curriculum was different from the mainstream, the UNEB. Though it was part of UNEB, but their approach was different because they used to put emphasis on co-curricular activities. They would study up to lunchtime, then after lunch, those who want to go.
But you don't have
class.
any sporting ability. You mentioned you don't have any sporting ability.
I play snakes and ladders.
do you play drafts? Chess?
Indoor games. But I used to be good at football in high school.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I used to play for my house, my dormitory.
So how did you realize actually you can be a fun individual?
Well, like I said, when I left university and met Theatre Factory, that's when I really paid attention to it. But in my high school, I was mainly in drama and debate club. So that's I think for me, that's what made me pay interest take interest in the arts.
Wow, such an impressive life.
Yep.
So now you're married.
Wow. Yeah.
And last time I checked, you had a kid.
2 boys. I have
now two boys.
The one is 6, the other one is 3.
Yeah.
With my one wife, and she's a woman. You know, nowadays anything can happen. So, I've been married since 2010. I'm still growing stronger.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a happy family.
When did you get married?
2010. Yeah, 5th. It was on 4th September 2010.
7 years ago.
Yeah,
it was the right choice you made. I'm sure you have a perfect family.
Well,
you're a great father.
I can say I'm enjoying the every stage. You know, every day brings something new.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you. Right from the start, you got married. How did you cope up with juggling the two, fatherhood and your career? Because it involves a lot of traveling.
I think for me, being good at one makes me better at the other. If you're good as a father, it also helps you as an artist. Yeah. Like I said, I have 2 personalities. There's Kenneth Chimuli and there's Pablo. Yeah. Now Kenneth Chimuli does the research and Pablo does the execution. Now when the execution is done, Pablo introduces whatever has been achieved to Kenneth Chimuli, who picks it from there. So there's a fine line between Kenneth Chimuli and Pablo.
So when you're at home, you Kenneth Chimuli. Even your children address you as, hey, Daddy Kenneth.
Well, it depends. One of my sons calls me Papa, the other calls me Daddy.
Nobody calls you Pablo at home?
No.
Is it a rule? Is it a household rule?
No. But at times when he's happy, he says, hey, Pablo, what's up?
But then your jokes are untamed. How can they even live up with you without making them laugh?
They are more hilarious. You see, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Okay.
Yeah, I find they seem to have old heads on young shoulders. I think they're tech savvy. I give them my phone and they show me things I've never seen.
Okay.
And my phone, at 6, the boy knows lots of stuff. He knows gadgets, he knows movies, he knows cartoons. And he was watching a cartoon called Moana. I don't know if you've watched Moana.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest.
And he knows the entire intro offhand. I think he watched it like twice, and he can recite the entire.
That's a sharp one, right?
Yeah,
that's a sharp one.
Yes, and
just like the father.
So it showed me that. That's why I took him to an SCE school. That is it's based on
Cambridge.
Cambridge. So based on it's a homeschool arrangement, because I believe that once kids are exposed, then we shouldn't. We shouldn't think out of the box. We should just remove the box and think.
Chilling.
Okay, now let us reflect back. When you were starting this job or choosing the job to do comedy, to become a comic, you just didn't wake up and decide to do that. You chose this to carry a message, to carry a substance.
I'll tell you the way we did this. It wasn't a choice or a decision that I made. We just found ourselves into it. How did it start? We used to meet at the musicians club just to talk about our lives, and we felt that we need to put these experiences on stage. So it was out of love of expressing what we're doing. Then we realized that okay, this can make money. Then, in terms of stand-up comedy, because I had a very tight schedule, I didn't have time to rehearse because remember, I was writing radio dramas. I started working on radio. So that means I couldn't rehearse for the acts. So Philip Scott told me, you know what, just get like 2-3 jokes. You'll always come in as a filler when you're transitioning from one skit to another. So I'll just come in to crack a joke for that.
You settled for
and
that.
if I knew it became one of the main things people wanted to watch at the show. And that's how it came through. That's when we realized that, okay, I think this is an art. This is an art I can do. So I just found my way into it. And right now, I think it was a very good thing that I took up, which later at a certain point I decided in 2009 I'll take it up as a career. And that's what I do, let me say 60% of my life.
Chilling.
According to the way you see comedy right now, how could be your ratings? How can you rate comedy right now?
I think for me, in terms of because there are different genres.
Be very pragmatic.
Yeah. There are different kinds of different genres of comedy. We have sketch comedy, like what Fun Factory does. That's why you have 2 or 3 people coming together. We have mimicry, like what Mendo does, mimicking the president. We have stand-up, one that we do. We also have what I should call
skits.
The skits like what Anne does at Theatre Factory. That is sketch comedy. Then we have the D-coolers. The D-coolers. That is.
Don't call them clowns.
you mentioned it, so so I think for me it entirely depends on which kind. I'll speak on behalf of the stand-up comedy. Right now, the fact that it has been accepted as an alternative form of entertainment, the future is bright only if we have a regulatory authority that will give us a sense of direction. Because where we are going now, you realize that it has been invaded by many players who are mainly vulgar, obscene, they tread under the belt jokes, which is very dangerous for the industry's growth. But why I say that the future is bright is because as the major players, they're trying to set the right precedence by creating an art center, the one we're doing, the Tangaza Art Center, where we shall mentor up-and-coming comedians, where we can train them and lead them in the right direction, so that in the next 4 or 5 years, we have quality comedians, and a number of them, we have different comedy outfits that will set the right pace for their success as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think it's all about the trainings, but if we don't do that, then it will successfully fail.
Would you agree if I refer to you as the patriarch of comedy, of Ugandan comedy, because you got nominated World's Funniest? That was huge, man. And you turned up to be second? Were you second?
No, we're in the second phase. There were 100 of us.
Yeah.
And then we were reduced to 80. Then I came among the 20. Then they went to 10. I couldn't make it to the 10, but for me it's still a big achievement. I think the winner was from Malaysia or something like that, but it's still a huge achievement.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Pablo, we usually have a guest here on our show. We tend to give our gifts. A treatment like this is not the only thing you get. You get on Chilling.
Sip. Let me dip it and sip it.
We got for you a present, and guess what? It couldn't be any other thing but from Bushenyi. We have honey. organic honey from bush, and it's medical. It is nutritious, very good for the infants, very good for the infants from 12 years and below. And this comes not so far away from where you're born.
Yeah, Bushenyi, I'm telling you, I had most of my time there. Bushenyi. This is original honey, I know Bushenyi honey. Yeah, sure. That's why if you eat it, they'll call you sweetheart.
Pablo, there you go.
Thank you, Bushenyi. Of watch. In Bushenyi, they call it of watch.
They call it what?
Of watch.
Of what? It's from Bushenyi forest.
From Bushenyi, Reva. Yeah, how do you say thank you? When I wait, Reva, want to you busy vampires of watch, you are going to Bushenyi, you can use the query of watch.
Thank you very much, Pablo, for sparing your time. And with the exhausting traffic, I mean, you had to almost spend a year of time in traffic.
I tell you, I spent more than close to 2 hours. The person who drove to Masaka from Kampala reached before me.
Wow. It has been a year of fun. I've cracked my ribs, and if you didn't love my friend, then I'm sorry for you. Me, I had a yard of time with Pablo. Pablo is extremely funny man. You would love to meet him in person. I would also love to thank Deepan Sip, thank Isaac Nonitono, plus Henry Iga, the executive producer, and the producer, plus the camera person. I would also love to thank Quasi Classic. Is located on Wandega. He has the coolest clothes. By the way, you stood out with the costume. I liked it. However much Quasi beat it, but yours is a kitenge.
This was made by my favorite mother-in-law's daughter.
Excuse me?
My favorite mother-in-law's daughter.
Next week on Chilling.
Started in a seminary school, but surprisingly, he never became a priest. That's what I want to find out today. Simon, man, welcome to Chilling.
How did you find out?
You know me, I do a lot of digging. Man, seminary? Really?
Yes, 6 years.
Imagine how it would be. Father Simon Peter. How did you even end up doing
I think I would be wearing one of those long cassocks and giving you a blessing now.
Man, and
Chilling.
my name is Drago, and I'm the host of Chilling, and I'm asking you, my friend, to keep the love coming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. That is Chilling UBC TV.